Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Wednesday night, and we are live here for the ESFL Network featuring one of our affiliate leagues, the IXC League, featuring their number 7 card here on the ESFL. I am your host and play-by-play, Kingsley, and alongside me is the one, the only, the grind never stops, Crooks. Crooks, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for these fights we're about to watch.
Absolutely. And then alongside me, joining us in the booth again is the one and only Yuri. Yuri, how much are you looking forward to these amazing fights that we have for the IXC card?
Oh, man, I am more than excited when it comes to this stuff. You got nothing but great fights coming around. This is going to be a fantastic card. We really appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we look at this main card, I mean, the co-main JS versus Snatch Mo Live. JS won the last main event card for the IXC in the ESFL network. And then in the main event, it's going to be a 5-round fight against Bone Doing Work, a former ESFL fighter, against AGS Caliber. And Crooks, when you look at this fight card, what other fights are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I'm looking forward to Goals 9-9 against AJS KB King. I'm looking forward to the main event too. Bone Doing Work. He had a really, really good performance in his last time out, so I'm really interested to see how he chooses to approach his fight. It's a main event, it's the big time, and one mistake could cost you a win. So I'm interested in that fight as well.
Absolutely. And Yuri, I'm going to get your take on this. When you look at this whole fight card in general, you have to think like the chat is going to get ready for some fireworks when it comes to all of these fights.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, Kingsley, man. And when it comes down to this main event and co-main, really, I mean, my goodness, this is an absolute blessing. And this is, I'm more than excited. This main event, I hate to sound too much of a cliche here, but man, I'm really looking forward to this main event.
Well, I hope everyone in the chat live here on Twitch and on YouTube are ready to go as Seymour. I mean, Yuri, when you look at the matchup, it looks like a really great matchup on paper.
Yeah, great matchup on paper. Obviously, you got your Dustin Poirier. He has the ability to be the submission guy, but we all know Poirier is the boxer. Crooks, what about RDA pick? Kind of interesting.
RDA is more of an all-around fighter. He has better ground stats than Dustin, so if it does go to the ground, he's going to have the advantage. And his kicks, you got to watch out for his kicks, especially with that new calf kick animation.
Absolutely. And as you see, Seymour in the blue gloves using Dustin Poirier, Tussler using the RDA. Here we go, the first round of our first fight of our IXC ESFL network card. And as we see, already just feeling out each other's opponents, and we see the first leg kick coming out from Tussler. Tussler is going to be using more of those leg kicks to just damage his opponent and trying to limit the mobility of Seymour right here, Yuri.
Yeah, and what I'm also seeing right away, Seymour is playing no games. He is attempting at least to pressure Tussler, and that's probably the right thing to do, man. You want to test RDA's chin early on and soon, Crooks.
Yeah, he's playing the spacing game really well. He's not engaging too fast. He's hitting them with some nice combinations. RDA is really trying to stand his ground. He's trying to hit him with those body teeps to keep the pressure off of him. And he's going to the body early.
Yeah, and we're seeing here from RDA, he's using the front kicks. He used it twice. They were able to get blocked by Seymour. But Seymour able to detect the bite and using more of those leg kicks as we see a nice body shot landing from Tussler onto the body of Seymour. And Seymour just taking the center octagon, trying to use those uppercuts to the body. Nice whip and a nice punish by Seymour. Seymour able to get some clean combinations onto Tussler. And you have to think he has to feel a lot good about his rhythm.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing I'm seeing the most of is that straight rear body kick that does so much damage, popularized by Dino and Prioxis, Israel Adesanya's. Yeah, man, this is a really good start. And we're seeing RDA trying to pressure and try and get some of that damage back, Crooks.
Yeah, you see they're both kind of applying pressure to one another when the stamina gets low. Whoever's standing stationary and throwing off a combination is the one that's landing a majority of the time. So I'd honestly like to see both of them use feints, RDA feints to the jab to try to get the block to come up, and Dustin Poirier some feints just to be able to close the distance on RDA.
And as we see, almost going to the ground, a nice up kick to just dissuade Tussler from going to the full mount position. As we're still back in the stamina. So far, we've been seeing some whips coming from Tussler, using a lot more stamina than Seymour, but Seymour able to capitalize with some nice hooks to the body and some nice standard phone boot hooks into the face, but a hut kick not landing for Tussler. Tussler going more for home run hits as we go around during these rounds, and nice head punish from Seymour onto Tussler right there, Yuri.
Yeah, the thing is with RDA pick and Tussler choosing RDA, sometimes you run into RDAs that fall in love with the boxing, right? And that's not RDA's specialty. I liked what he tried to do. He went for the clinch. He went for that ankle pick, get it into his guard. I'd like to see more out of that, or at least attempt a takedown right away, because you cannot sit here and box with Poirier.
Yeah, that's honestly the truth. And he's doing a really good job of incorporating the kicks. He just needs to be really careful with utilizing the leg kicks in the pocket. I seen him throw a couple of leg kicks where if Dustin would have loaded up a combination, he would have really done some damage. So he needs to be careful, but overall, a great performance in the first round by both men.
Yeah, you see glimmers of hope between two guys. We see that on the replay here, just attacking the body from Tussler. But again, when those body shots are getting so close to the phone, but we see Seymour able to capitalize and punish his opponent a little bit, because it seems like those kicks are coming in too close, but that knee landing very cleanly onto the body of RDA. And Yuri, just to get your thoughts, who do you think won that last round?
Yeah, I'm definitely giving that to Seymour. I believe he did a lot more damage. Crooks, what do you think, brother?
I agree.
All right, into the second round. Again, Tussler in the red gloves using RDA. Seymour in the blue using Dustin Poirier. And again, those knees coming in using a little bit more effectively. And we see, again, the front kicks and the head kicks seem to be the move of the night for Tussler. And you have to think, Yuri, when does he just get away from it and try to go for something else?
When he gets rocked, unfortunately, because that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to get intercepted throwing one of those leg kicks or a body kick to Dustin Poirier, and he's going to get rocked. And then he's going to say, okay, it's time to take him down. But now you got to be in somewhat of a panic mode, right? You can't go down 2 rounds to Dustin Poirier. His ability to close a fight is elite.
Yeah, and you really got to be careful, because if he counters one of these kicks with an overhand, Dustin has that 95 punch power that'll put RDA to sleep.
Ooh.
So he needs to be really, really careful with these kicks here, guys.
Yeah, and we just see a little bit halfway mark of the second round right here in our first fight. And we saw, now we're just seeing blows just coming out. We saw a nice body kick landing on the body of Seymour. But Seymour able to capitalize with a nice uppercut, getting that head held somewhat low. He's using those pull counters a little bit more. We didn't see that in the first round, Yuri. But it now seems like he's going for that pull uppercut and trying to land that as his KO move.
Yeah, Dustin Poirier's specialty, right? That head movement into a big round strike. You got to love it. I'd be careful, because it almost seems like he's fishing for it, though. Got to be careful not to be obvious about it, because all that is a vulnerability rear head kick, and that is an instant knockdown, Chris.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like RDA is whiffing a little bit too much. It seems like he's being a little bit too aggressive. He's getting away from the game plan that found him having success in the first round. So I think he needs to try to get back to what he did in the first round, or a finish is coming pretty soon here.
Yeah, and now we're seeing this, but a vicious rip in the rock Seymour, able to knock down his opponent. Could this be it? The head health is low. We're in the posture out position to full mount, and that is it. Seymour able to punish Tussler with a vicious, I think that was a straight onto the face of Tussler, able to knock him down and capitalize, and he gets the victory for the first fight.
Yeah, took the words right out of Crooks. Art imitates life. It happens so often. He gets a little aggressive, throws that rear head kick, completely misses, gets a straight to the dome, knockdown in a big hook, drops him. Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what we've been trying to say the whole fight. I really wish Tussler would have done a better job getting that fight down to the ground earlier than try and get into a boxing match with Poirier.
Yeah, what I noticed that he did in the second round was beautiful. He switched up the timing. He wasn't as aggressive as he was in the first round. He started to make RDA whiff a lot, and basically what I said happened. He missed a kick, he got hit with a straight hook, and that was in the end what did RDA in. So beautiful adjustments by Poirier in that second round, and it was overall a really good performance.
A really good performance. He saw what his opponent was giving him. He was able to dictate the range where he saw the head kick coming. He saw that the front kicks were not landing. He was able to predict where they were coming, able to use some body shots to just change up the levels on his opponent, and he was able to get the rock when he very much needed it. I think that was also in the second round. So very good situation for Seymour. Hopefully Tussler can rebound from this and try again in our next ESFL network card when we're featuring IXC. But I think we are ready for our
see a counter pick here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like it's going to be Paul Felder. Crooks, that is a
Paul Felder.
Okay. I can't jump to conclusions here, man. This is
A little bit scary.
This is a little bit scary, Crooks, man. We're waiting on the guy, but there's just a completely different fight if he goes Paul Felder.
Well, I think the Paul Felder pick it's kind of a little bit baffling against the Nate Diaz, but I mean it could work. As we see him switch over to Robbie Lawler, that actually would be a very, very good fight. He's going to Chimaev. So we'll see who he's really going to use, but I'm really paying attention to look at that ping that they're getting ready to fight on.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say.
If it becomes a grappling fight, it's going to be very hard to deny transitions on that high of ping. So whoever B1029 decides to pick, he needs to be really, really careful.
And it's really interesting. We might get a brother versus brother, or maybe a mirror match. Nick and Nate Diaz are being highlighted by Element, but it seems like he's very indecisive when it comes to his selection. We know, like, every time we go in the ring, it's always a chess game. And with that new thing where if you select someone and you're ready, and then another person selects, you have another choice to select. So, Yuri, when you're usually in ring, how do you feel about like the chess match when it goes to the fight selection? Does it like throw people off, or do you usually like, okay, I'm gonna stick to my guns even though they pick someone else?
Well, Kingsley, when it comes to this game, I'm no Crooks and I'm no Kingsley, right? I have to pick the best fighter. There's no chess match for me, brother. I have no shame in picking Robert Whitaker. But another thing too to this point here is we see him lock in Damian Maia. That is going to be a very interesting matchup there, Crooks.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy because Nate Diaz has good jiu-jitsu as well, but not going up against basically a god and Damian Maia on the ground. 99 top game and a 99 off the back. You do not want to be rolling with Damian Maia in this game. So Nate needs to try to keep it as close to being on the feet as possible, whether that be in the clinch or in the stand-up.
Yeah, and you have to think Nate Diaz, he's going to have the range, he's going to have the size against Damian Maia, but it's only going to be a matter of time before it gets to the ground, and now it's all about what can you do skill-wise on the controller. As we're going to get the second fight going, again, it's going to be Element in the red gloves using Damian Maia, unusual pick that we don't see on the ESFL network against Nate Diaz, with Mr. Mack in the blue gloves, and already we're seeing Damian Maia go lead his back to the cage, and you think maybe he's trying to settle maybe a chance to get his takedown going, because you have to think it's only a matter of time, but it seems like he's just trying to keep it standing up for the meantime right now, as both guys are slugging it right here, Yuri.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Damian Maia's got some paws. Don't pretend like he doesn't. He has the ability to throw some leather. Do you want to do that with Nate Diaz? No, nobody in middleweight wants to do that with anybody. He's gonna outbox you every single time, so you got to be careful 100%. But yeah, as Crooks said previously, that ping, man, even if he does try and get this fight down to the ground, it's going to be a difficult time.
Yeah, and really, I believe Damian Maia has a 76-inch reach. He was a middleweight at one time, and he dropped down to welterweight. So in terms of having a reach advantage, he nullifies Nate, who also has another 76 reach advantage. But the boxing combinations and the chin strength of Nate Diaz is not something that you want to test when you're Damian Maia.
We can already see just 2 minutes already in this first round, and just both guys going to blows. It's like rock'em sock'em robots in the center of the octagon. We saw a couple slips, but now in the clinch, this is where Damian Maia has to try to get a takedown. Doesn't go for it, tries to go for a strike right there, but Nate Diaz staying put, and there's a takedown attempt gets it into half guard, and oh boy, you have to think right here, Yuri, this is where Damian Maia wants to be.
Yeah, the boa constrictor finally has his opportunity as he gets it into rubber guard. But again, like Crooks was saying, and look at this, a beautiful rubber guard sweep.
Oh, wow.
Puts it into side control, says, I'm not playing around. I'm not about to get Darce, gets right back up. Yeah, this is going to be a very, very sick matchup if he can't hold him down.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hard matchup for Damian Maia. I believe when he gets him in full guard, he needs to be careful of that rubber guard, because that rubber guard can really cause you problems no matter what stats you have as a top game player.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I'm getting flashbacks of that Kenny versus Alberg matchup. It seems like this could be like a potential fight of night. Both guys are just slugging it. We saw the adaptability from the Nate Diaz from Mystic Mac, able to get up, but now we're just slugging it as a nice 1-2 coming to combinations, but overhands are landing. The third overhand attempt lands, but again, combinations being the blow from Mystic Mac. Mystic Mac taking the center of the octagon and lands some strikes, but a takedown lands again, and Yuri, here we go. Can he be able to get some damage onto Mystic Mac right here?
I mean, that was an elite takedown. Perfect timing. You can't ask for anything better than that. But yeah, the thing is now the fight, and then you get swept right in the top mount.
Oh boy.
And it looks like Nate's not going to do anything with it. Gets right back up. Yeah, if this fight continues standing, it's going to be 1-0 to Mystic. Crooks, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for Damian Maia to win a fight stand up, but if you look at the end of the round right there, Nate Diaz had less stamina. So even though you have the better stand-up fighter, you need to be really careful about your stamina management.
Yeah, in that whole first round, we saw a lot of slips. We saw a lot of both of these competitors just whipping a little bit, not being in the exact range. So let's see how it plays in the second round right here. That ping could also come into play with the way they're trying to get their strikes off. As we get in the second round, again, a takedown attempt by Element, but not able to get it. Mystic Mac with his defense so far has been able to get out of trouble from that ground game so far, and it's been so good as another takedown doesn't get landed into a clinch, and now Nate Diaz going to Warpath, trying to get some strikes in. Oh, a knockdown tier right here, Yuri. Incredible momentum shift for Mystic Mac. And another one.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we said was going to happen. If Maia, it looks like he's going to pound him out right here. Wow. There it is, finished. That was as textbook boxing as it gets there, Kingsley and Crooks. That is as good as it gets fighting Maia as Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he really used Nate to his strengths. When they went to the ground, he got right back up when he was in a great position on top. Getting caught with Nate Diaz, it's hard. It's really hard not to get caught by him. He has one of the fastest 1-2s in the game. And then towards the end there, in the second round, you could see that Damian Maia switched to orthodox, which is really unusual because he's a southpaw, so it'll drop his stats even more. But what a great performance by Mystic Mac. He was able to implement his game plan and get that win there.
Yeah, and you have to think the way it seemed like it was a complete matchup or a complete victory for him, because he was in a little bit of trouble. He was able to get taken down twice, but able to get out of that posture position, just play solid defense to get him in the right position where he could use and implement his offense to his victory. And then once it kept staying striking up, I don't know if Ping had to play to it, but he was able to get some combinations. He was able to put his punches to the face of Damian Maia. And then when it came to the ground and he had his posture up, Damian Maia didn't have any answer. And Yuri, in your opinion, do you think the Damian Maia pick was a mistake, or do you think he really wanted to stay in that game plan?
Yeah, it was obviously a mistake, right? Nate Diaz is the ultimate counter pick when it comes to anything you want to throw at it, other than really solid top control grappling. Damian Maia, you're really fishing for that sub. I think if he wanted to grapple, he definitely needed to pick somebody with like a GSP that has a really strong top game to keep him there. Yeah, fantastic play there for sure.
And I have to think, Crux, I'm going to your opinion. I mean, in that situation, using that Damian Maia, just for anyone who's in the chat and like faces an opponent like a Nate Diaz, like what is the type of fighter do you want to select? Do you want to stick with the Damian Maia and go for the ground game, or do you want to go with a different caliber fighter and try to change them, maybe match the striking a little bit?
Well, you want to try to match up with Nate Diaz where he's weak at. So, I mean, any fighter that you use can be a decent matchup against Nate. But if I was going against a Nate Diaz, I'd use somebody like an RDA or a Gilbert Burns or a GSP, because two of those fighters, three of those fighters, actually all of those fighters that I just named right there, all have good leg kicks, and Nate Diaz has some of the lowest leg health in that division. So you really want to chop out his legs. And if you choose to go to the ground, all of those guys have elite top games. So you want to use somebody that really plays into Nate Diaz his weaknesses.
All right. Well, you hear it here. I hope you had your notebooks out, because that's powerful knowledge that you guys need to know for anytime you go in a ring. But speaking of going to high caliber stuff, we're going to get ready for our third fight. It's ready to go. It's going to be AGS the Pug versus Rasputin. And Yuri, when you look at this matchup, I think it's going to be in middleweight. Very interesting. I mean, there's tons of people that you could possibly use. We know Izzy is still in that group, still the champion after that crushing loss from Jan, but a lot of people you can select here in middleweight.
Yeah, no, I can't help but agree with you, man. Middleweight is a lot of fun. It has those times where it seems like the top guys are the top guys. But just real quick, man, I want to give a shout out to Prezi, man. He came through, rated with 24. We very, very much appreciate that. Yeah, we really appreciate that. But back to middleweight. I have a lot of qualms with it, right? Because it seems like the top 5 guys are the guys that people mostly run with, right? Not a whole lot of variety when it comes to ranks, but in league play, there's just so many factors, Crooks.
Yeah, in middleweight, there's tons of good fighters to use over there. I mean, you can use Robert Whitaker, you can use Adesanya. Some people are now using the Kevin Holland pickup. He's also very viable in terms of using in league fights. So it's going to be a really interesting. It's going to be an interesting sight to see.
Oh, it seems like they're going the featherweight.
Oh, okay. So in featherweight.
So Volkanovski for the Pug is going with Holloway, but Volkanovski is going to be used by Rasputin. So very interesting matchup. Scrap everything we said about the middleweight. We're going to featherweight. We want light speed action as we're going to get into the first round, as the referee is just signaling both guys to get ready again. The Pug is in the blue gloves using Holloway, and then Rasputin in the red gloves. We welcome you guys who all just rated from Prezi's channel to the ESFL network here live, always on Wednesdays nights, live here on Twitch and on YouTube. You're in for an exciting treat, as we have 4 more fights after this one ready to go, and then we hope you guys enjoy it. But already we're seeing leg kicks being used a lot more in this fight than we saw in the previous fight here, right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with the game plan as well. That lead leg kick is 5 stars for Mr. Alexander Volkanovski. So if you try and work down that lead leg, eventually it'll take away that opportunity, because it could get checked. As we see a big front kick goes right to the body. Yeah, Crooks, I think you're going to agree with me here, brother. At what point do you say, hey, I can strike all day long with Volk, brother, but I'm going to take it down?
Well, he was kind of playing it a little bit cautiously and trying to shoot for a takedown as he goes for it right there and gets put into sprawl. He needs to try to stay in his face. You need to take that risk with Volkanovski. You got to risk it to get the biscuit, as they would say, in order to get a clinch or to get a takedown. Because Max Holloway fighting with him from the outside with Volkanovski is not gonna end well for you.
And already we said vicious rock, but used a lot of stamina just trying to punish his opponent. But now we see Volkanovski coming back. Rasputin able to try it. Oh, he tries to go for a head kick. Oh, but a nice slip into the straight of the Pug. And Pug needs to be a little bit careful right here, because he was able to get the rock, but you can't be too careless when you go with your strikes. He tries to go overhand and whips, and now he almost gets taken down. Almost denied. He gets denied, and a lot of stamina just lost right there, Yuri.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know both these fighters. I've seen them fight, and they are both trying their damnedest to try and get their game plan going. But AJ the Pug, man, he is just doing an elite job of grinding down Volkanovski's legs. My gosh, this is almost elite
another rock.
As another rear hook rock. Yeah, Crooks, man. I mean, finally gets the fight down to the ground. Thank goodness.
Yeah, this is where Volkanovski has to do his work. This is where he has an advantage is on the ground. So he's gotta really utilize this as he gets reversed there in the backside. Max and Volkanovski on the ground are actually pretty similar. As AJ gets up there, he's really controlling the stand-up, and he's done all of that leg leg damage by just checking kicks.
Yeah, and another knockdown suffices again. I think that's the second knockdown of the round for the Pug. The Pug on a warpath as it's getting closer and closer to the end, but a nice just slip out of it, getting to half guard. But man, when you look at this with 20 seconds left to go in the first round right here, the Pug, this might be a 10-8 round right here.
Yeah, as close to a 10-8 as you can possibly score it. If I'm getting back Chris here, man, I'm backing off. There's no way I'm trying to run into that buzzsaw. Changes have got to be made if you want this fight. I mean, the fact of the matter is your leg health is whittled down expertly. Crooks, man, you're way, way, way better at this game than I am, brother. How do you come back from that?
Well, now you have to play more patient. You have to be more cautious because Max has done so much damage to not only your leg health, but your head health as well. He's knocked you down multiple times in that round. So now you have to focus more on trying to counter and get a takedown to try to get this to your world.
Yeah, and as we here we are in the second round again. Rasputin in the red gloves, the Pug in the blue using Max Holloway, and already a takedown already into half guard. And this is what you guys have been saying. He needs to get it into his world and try to find a way to get some damage and not get reversed, because that's the main problem as we're going to posture. But get switched into side control and already off to a good start if you're a Rasputin.
Yeah, and if you're Suave Jamie here, you're in love with side control, right? That was a fantastic performance. Yeah, I mean, if I'm him, I'm definitely trying to get a couple denials, and that right there is so big as a fighter on top. You get that top mount denial as he gets the rock. See, man, it just completely changes the complexion of your ground game. Big denial there, too.
That's the truth. I mean, look at the stamina advantage now that he has. He had him in a bad spot, and he's just posturing up. AJ is now at the mercy of Volkanovski. He has to try to transition out, get a half guard. He's getting denied. My goodness, Volkanovski is on these denials like a hawk right now, and he's punishing him for choosing the wrong way.
Yeah, and you have to think he's using a lot of stamina, but this is all good damage. I mean, you have to think he's down possibly around, if not more, possibly a 10-8, and this is just only good stuff for him. Just take control of the whole top position. Just try to change it. Just keep Holloway on the ground so he's not kicking your legs, not punching you in the face. And so far, so good as he gets another posture up opportunity, but gets slipped back into non-posture up. But again, another denial, and so far, so good, as this could be towards the end, but the defense is so good from the Pug.
Yeah, get it back, Chiz, man. He is a demon. He's being a denying dingo, as they say, man. He's denying everything. I'm a little astounded, really.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of denying these half guards. I've never seen so many half guard denials at a full mount. Man, it looks like he's going for the finish.
Oh my god.
He's draining that stamina. He's doing good damage to Holloway here. Even if it gets back to the feet, Holloway's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's absolutely going to be in trouble. He's still in more trouble right here. I mean, that head health was super, super close. And again, another denial. That has to be like the fifth denial from top mount. And now he's just punching the face of Holloway. Holloway needs to find a way to get some defense. He's on a sliver of head health. And the stamina, it doesn't even matter. He has 40 seconds to try to end the fight right here. He can't let it go through, and he does it. What a victory for Volkanovski. What an incredible victory. Yuri, take it away. That was incredible.
I am as speechless as it gets. That is the greatest display of grappling. And I've watched a lot of fights, guys. I've watched a lot of fights. That might be the greatest display of grappling I've ever seen in my life. He was 100% in his head. He was denying everything in top mount. Guys, that's a 50-50 denial, and he was right 90% of the time. Crooks, my goodness, can you even, what do you even say to that?
Man, I have not seen somebody in this video game deny that many transitions from top mount. Man, I need to go get in work with that guy. Like, for real. That was incredible. That was a great performance. He did exactly what he needed to do with Volkanovski in that second round. He didn't even try to come out and strike with him. He came out and said, you know what? I'm going to take you down. I'm going to deny one of your transitions, and then we're going to see what's up at how good your defense is on the ground. And really, when he got in top mount, AJ really just didn't have an answer for him. So what a great display of grappling, and what a great display of transitions denials in that top mount.
Go from a famous quote, 1, not 2, not even 3, not 4, not 5. So many transitional denials from that top mount position. I felt like it was the crucifix position from UFC 3. It was just so good. And what a turnaround from that first round. I mean, he got knocked down 3 times and then able to say, you know what, bump that. We're going to take it to the ground. I'm going to take you to my world. I'm going to tell you that my transitional defense is better than yours. And he took it there and he proved it. What a comeback victory for that competitor. And man, hopefully we get to see more of him, because it seems like he's on the warpath of the ground. You do not want to be on the ground with him. And hopefully in our next fight, it's a little bit better ground warfare, because we have our next fight ready to go. It's Goals 99 versus AGS KB King, Kickboxing King. And it's going to be in the bantamweight division, I think, as we see there already choices in the bantamweight. And when you think of it, Cody Garbrandt, very useful choice for KB King right there, Yuri. I guess the Peter Young.
Yeah, Piotr Jan versus Cody Garbrandt. And of course, I know Piotr Jan fans are still punching air to this very moment. We'd like to apologize on the behalf of him. Hopefully they didn't add that to the game. I don't know if they did or not. You just got to be careful, not break the rules here. But seriously, man, Cody Garbrandt, bad chin, right? But he's got everything you want in the power game, Crooks.
Yeah, he's got a 98 power. You got to be real careful about exchanging, even if you're a Piotr Jan. But Piotr Jan also has 95 power, so we're going to see how this matchup really plays out.
Yeah, and as we see, again, a nice show of respect from both competitors. As we see, I think Goals 99 is in the red gloves going against KB King, who's in the blue. And already we're seeing just constant attacks. Oh, already, I think that was a nice hook combination into the face of Cody Garbrandt. We don't have the HUD up top, so it's kind of hard to remember who is who, but already a huge power slam into side control, and already a good start for the blue corner right there, Yuri.
Yeah, you mentioned the HUD. I'm wondering why he didn't turn off his transition HUDs too. I mean, this guy is a complete demon. He's a demon when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, this is exactly what you want. If you want to be a grappling Piotr Jan, you 100%, as he gets the big, huge half guard denial. That is so dangerous. He's going to get a free back flat as he does. Posture's up. This is exactly what you want to do, Crooks.
Yeah, you're chipping away. Even if he's blocking those strikes in that back flat position, you're chipping away at his block. He's getting beautiful denials. He denies 2 straight half guard transitions. Now he's punching. I wouldn't agree with this. I try to go for the back flat myself. As he goes for it there, he gets it. The rear naked choke out of this position is very good, but Cody Garbrandt rolls in the top mount, and he's able to posture up on him here. He's trying to get some good strikes in here, lower Cody Garbrandt's chin health even more than it already is.
Yeah, and you have to think Cody Garbrandt is kind of like on the back pedal on this ground game. I mean, he's getting dominated. He got dominated in back flat twice, and now he's able to push it back into full guard. But again, another posture opportunity. He needs to try to find a way to deny that, because he can't keep on getting his block gauge destroyed and his health get lowered down, because it's just been all in the blue corner, and so far so good as we're approaching 2 minutes. But as I say that commentator first, we're back in the stand-up, and now it's time for Cody Garbrandt to go to work.
Yeah, if you're Cody Garbrandt here, man, you just won the fight right there. Essentially, you have beaten back flat twice. You've beaten the back flat rear naked choke. You got to come back here and say, look, I don't want to be put in that position. I'm going to go win this fight, Crooks.
Yeah, as you can see, he's going and being more aggressive. I have to think in my mind, he knows he's losing this round as he gets down again. He's losing this round, so when he gets put in the stand-up, he needs to try to be aggressive and try to get Piotr on the back foot and try to hurt him.
Yeah, and what was an interesting move as we're under 1 minute in the first round right here, as we're getting back to stand-up, it seemed like to get that power slam, he was able to slip. As he's doing it right there, he did a double slip into a power takedown, his third one of the first round already, and I didn't even know like you could possibly do that, just a double slip into a power slam takedown, and it just seems to throw off Cody Garbrandt so easily.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is Cody doesn't want to be on his back. He doesn't want to be on the ground. He wants to throw leather and get knocked out so often. So unfortunate. But yeah, he's got to be careful here, man. This is like super dangerous territory. You got to realize you lost round 1. Now you really have to go out there and be Cody Garbrandt. Be aggressive. He got taken down quite a few times. Those are adjustments that you make elite level fighters do, Crooks.
Yeah, in the second round here, he really needs to try to go to work in the stand-up because that's where Cody really shines at.
And already in the second round, we already got another takedown, and just a bad streak of takedowns for Cody Garbrandt, as we just see his opponent. He's able to get up, and he now needs to go to work. He gets a knee landed, and now 2 vicious uppercuts. He might be doing some damage to the head health, able to get a knee and just get that stamina now. And now you see, like Batman, just out here with a vengeance against his opponent, saying, you're not going to take me down again. And you have to think he needs to put on the pressure a little bit more if he wants to like win these next 2 rounds.
Yeah, and that's what's so scary about Petr Yan. Like, you see how elite he was grappling. He has probably better punching stats and better kicking at least stats than Cody Garbrandt. So, I mean, you got to be careful everywhere here. You know, Petr Yan's not just a heavy grappler guy. You want to be careful. Your head health is without a doubt low as he gets another takedown. Wow. Gotta deny those.
Yeah, and he's getting hit with the power takedowns, which take a little bit more time and have a little bit more of a denial window. So Petr Yan's just mixing up those takedowns, the timing on those things very well. He's got him here in sprawl, and now he's working on the body. He knows he has that head health low. He's just chipping away at his stamina here.
Yeah, and you have to think, this is a little bit demoralizing for Cody Garbrandt. If you're his opponent, you just have to go over the moon. You're able to get, I think, 5 power takedowns with using slips and just frustrate your opponent into a back position. But a nice transition now from Cody Garbrandt. But you have to think, he just needs to find a way to get out of this and try to do some damage because he's not looking good in the score.
Yeah, I like that right there. Not falling in love with going into sprawl. You're getting denied. And even when you do get into sprawl, you're getting denied again. Oh my gosh, this is going to be another power takedown. Yeah, this is getting ugly. This is getting really ugly. You're losing this fight big time. Yeah, I'd like to see a power transition right here. I'm sorry, Chris. I meant to say this. I want to see a power transition because he's getting denied every single time, Chris.
Yeah, he keeps trying to go for the get up into the over-under position. He should try to go for the half guard transition, so that way Petr Yan's not just chipping away at his body. He's throwing a lot of punches to the body, which is, as you can see at the top of the screen there, the GA meter is in favor of Cody. So if he goes, there he goes for the side control and gets the dominant position. That's what you want to do if you have an opponent sitting in your sprawl just punching you to the body.
And he gets a nice transition to now into a posture up. So now he's able to do some damage and get some momentum back as it's approaching the 30-second mark here in the second round right here. And you have to think he needs to keep this position. You know, you're kind of down. You kind of need a finish going towards the 3rd round as we're into the sprawl and gets put into half guard and still a good position as he has a couple of seconds left to do some damage. He's able to get some strikes, and you have to think head health has to be somewhat low, but Cody Garbrandt, a little bit of life going to the end of that second round right there.
Yeah, life is correct, but yeah, he's down 2-0, right? You got to go out there and get a finish, Cody Garbrandt, Crooks.
Yeah, I agree with you totally here.
Yeah, and here we go already. We're in the 3rd and final round of this fight right here. I think KB King is Cody Garbrandt, and then his opponent goes 99 using the Petr Yan. And already he's going for a takedown and gets the takedown, and that's going to be possibly Suplex City number 7 right there. Just flips him on his back, make him do a cartwheel or a front flip, and already not where you want to be if you're Cody Garbrandt right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grabbing my hair and I'm pulling it, man. You go into sprawl time and time again, and you're just getting your body chewed up. You're getting controlled every time. Got to do something different here. This is what separates you from being an elite level fighter. You got to be able to make those adjustments and realizing I'm getting my butt whipped in sprawl.
Yeah, it's a tough position because you're setting yourself up for failure by getting hit with those power takedowns. As we see, Yan is just now raining strikes on Cody's block. I'd like to see a little bit more feint when you're in this half guard. Try to feint to the full guard. There he goes for the up transition. He's able to reverse the position. You need to start going for things that your opponent would have never thought you would go for.
You have to think, they were back in the stand-up, but again, oh, nice uppercut. He needs to use those uppercuts a little bit more because he knows the takedowns are landing. But again, number 8 in suplex save for Peter Yan, and already in side control, he had a little bit of hope. He was able to get the uppercut, but now trying to get a transition, but now that gets denied, and time is ticking away. This third and final round, and this posture up is not going to do him any favors, and you have to think it's just only a matter of time before the clock runs down and Cinderella loses her shoe and it's all over.
Yeah, Cinderella loses her shoe as he's gonna get pushed up against the cage right here. If I'm Piotr Yan, I am. There it is. That's the body rock. All the work he's been doing from sprawl. He goes to the head a couple times and then takes him down again. Yeah, if I'm him, I'm kind of just laying on Cody. I'm not risking any kind of butterfly sweep. I'm not risking any kind of sweep at all, and I'm just kind of winning this fight, Crooks.
Yeah, no need to risk it. When you're in a dominant position, you won all 3 rounds convincingly so far. You don't want Cody to stand up because then there's a chance that he might get a finish as he cuts into full mount here. This fight is pretty much over unless Cody's able to do something that he hasn't been able to do so far, and that's get up and hit Yan with a good combination.
Yeah, with 40 seconds left, you have to think he tried it a little bit right there, but again, in the top mount position for Yan, and Yan is just going to town. He knows he has his fight in the back, but he's still being a little bit aggressive, going for the posture and trying to get the KO, just damage his opponent's head a little bit, but it seems like it's too little too late as we will soon crown Yan the winner of this fight. But man, what a dominant performance from Yan in that caliber of fight right there, Yuri.
Yeah, we just saw 2 wrestling clinics in a row. This is what the ESFL brings you guys. Everybody talks bad about wrestling. Oh, you wrestled me. You're scared to strike. No, I just want to beat you. And I really appreciate when someone comes out and just beats someone down like that. And we got to see that 2 times in a row, Crooks.
Yeah, it's this fight was pretty much just a grappling fest. I mean, Piotr Yan is not known as a grappler. He has very, very good defensive grappling, as we've seen against Aljamain Sterling this past weekend. I think he blocked like 13 straight takedowns from Aljo or something like that, but he's not known as an offensive grappler in that way. So for him to come out and just be shooting for power takedowns on a Cody Garbrandt is really, really incredible. So shout out to I forgot what the fighter's name that was using.
Goals 99.
Yeah, shout out to Goals, man. You used a game plan that I don't think his opponent really thought that he was going to use. That's a very, very good strategy to use if you and your opponent don't know each other that well.
Absolutely, and what a dominant victory from Goals 99. He's definitely going to take that victory, and a lot of people are going to be watching it. They have to be face up him in the next fight card. They have to be looking to save and know how to defend those takedowns, because those takedowns have been deadly so far. But all right, guys, we have 3 more fights left to go, but we're going to take a quick intermission to get everything all set up for the final 3 fights. So stay right here. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here for the ESFL Network. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, guys. We are back from intermission live here on Twitch and on YouTube. We are ready to go with the last 3 fights in this next fight, Yuri and Crooks. JD versus NFG Blue Mist. This is looking to be an excellent one. I think at middleweight in so many options, but Izzy pick going on a Shemaya pick, and Yuri, you have to be excited about this fight.
Yeah, and I know for a fact the over 150 people watching this through YouTube, through Twitch, are very excited to see this matchup. I mean, my goodness gracious, guys. This is for free content. We just ask you to drop that follow, subscribe, and then head kick that notification bell. Crooks, man, what a matchup here.
Yeah, it's a very different stylistic matchup. You got a grappler against a pure striker.
Yeah, and already we're getting things started here in the first round. Again, Shemaya being used by Slickster, aka JD. Blue Mist using the Izzy pick. Now already we're seeing much different, not the resilience of warrior spirit that we saw in the last 2 fights. No power takedowns, just only striking, as we're seeing both guys fighting a phone booth right here, as we apologize for a little bit of the quality. But already a rock from JD. JD getting a knockdown as well. Already fast pace, 100 miles per hour. Get ready for a roller coaster right here, Yuri.
You know, you're picking against Hamzat, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, he's just going to grapple me. He's just going to try and power leg me. You know, it's no big deal. And then, boom, you get hit with that 4-star straight, and a huge rear elbow drops him there. Yeah, you're in for a fight, bro. You're not in for a grappling match. You're not going to sit here and defend takedowns all night, Crooks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. As you can see, Slickster is really applying the pressure. As he gets a beautiful knockdown right there, he might get a finish here.
It seems like
He's
closer
able
and
to
closer to
get
the end,
the
and that
finish.
is it. AD, aka Slickster, able to get the victory with Shemaya. Just complete domination. 3 knockdowns to get the rock and knock, and that was all that she wrote. It was all over from the jump. And man, Yuri, you have to think very impressive, especially in the eyes of the ESFL scouter people who might be looking at these kind of fights.
Yeah, that guy gets a contract if it's up to me. That was, you're going in as a huge underdog in the stand-up game, and you said, I'm going to give a shout-out to the retired Hamzat Shemaev. I'm going to go out there and do what he could have done and just completely obliterate Israel Adesanya on the feet. My goodness gracious, that was... I mean, that took some stones to pull off, guys. Like, Izzy's no slouch when it comes to the striking game. I know you know this.
Yeah, he isn't. He's the best striker in the UFC, or in the UFC middleweight division right now, at least. What a great performance. What great game knowledge as well. As you use Hamzat, you're thinking, hey, you know what? He's going to come and try to take me down, like you were saying earlier, Jerry. But Slickster knew that if I apply the pressure, Israel Adesanya is not going to keep up with me inside the pocket. I'm shorter, I'm faster, and he used that to get the finish. It was crazy. It was crazy to see. I didn't think it was going to go that fast, but that's what happens when you have good game knowledge and you're able to implement the game plan that you had going into the fight.
Absolutely. It's been this whole fight card, as we take a look at it, has been a whole array of different things that we've been able to see. We saw on ground domination. We saw a lot of kickboxing. We saw range being a difference in another fight. Yuri, in your opinion, how very different has this fight card been to like other previous fight cards? Because it's just been a whole array of just different ways to win in IXC 7.
Yeah, I mean, exactly how you said it, Kingsley. The ability to be dominant at different forms of martial arts. That's what you got out of this card, man. This is a very interesting situation, 100%. I obviously I got to give fight of the night so far to my boy that had 13 half guard denials at a top. I mean, my goodness, can somebody check that guy's controller? Yeah, that was elite stuff there, 100%. And you saw good striking, Crooks.
Yeah, you've seen a little bit of everything, to be honest. You've seen, somebody get knocked out in the stand-up. You've seen great transition denials from the top with great like ground game, just period. So it's been an overall good night tonight.
Absolutely. And we always have these nights here on Wednesday night for the ESFL Network. We're live always on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then usually on Fridays, we have the multi-event for the ESFL. And then Usually we have ESFL number cards, but we're not going to have them this weekend. We're going to have them next weekend as we return back into the ESFL cards. But usually we always have 4 events here for the Esports Fight League and on their network live here on Twitch. If you following on Twitch, please do so. Feel free to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more content. And then on YouTube, you can subscribe there and check out all the VODs. If you missed out on any of these spectacular fight cards, you can check there and see all the amazing fights. Maybe even see previous commentary from yours truly and all these other guys. And especially so many amazing fights from the VODs. And also, if you want to be a part of these fights, if you feel like, I could take those guys on, I have better grappling than those guys, join our Discord. There'd be affiliate league Discords in our own ESFL Discord where you could join in, possibly work your way up the ladder, and maybe fight for the ESFL title and, get a chance to put your name out in the spotlight and be cheered by many of your peers here in the chat live here on Twitch on YouTube. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our co-main event of the evening, as it will be JS versus Snatch Molai. JS won the last main event from the IXC ESFL Network card, and you have to think, Yuri, he's looking to repeat his performance.
100%. Yeah, why not? Go out there, get the job done. We're going to see a Volk versus Volk mirror match. Interesting. I don't see those mirror matches very often. I imagine we're going to see some leg kicks, Crooks.
Yeah, especially the Volkanovski. Usually you're seeing a lot of Max Holloway mirrors in this weight class, so it's real interesting that both of them use Volkanovski here.
And already into the first round, here we go. JS in the blue gloves going against Natsmo Life in the red gloves. It's a mirror match for the co-main event, 3 rounds to decide who's going to take it. And already we're into a fast pace as we see a couple of overhands and now leg kicks as we see the first one as it's got repeated. We're back and now we're going back to leg kicks. It's so many. It's just fast paced action for both of these competitors.
Yeah, right away what I'm seeing is you have 2 guys who realize they're in a mirror match and they're trying to prove, hey, I'm the better striker. You're going to be the first person to shoot, brother, not me. And that's always an interesting dynamic, right? As we see him go to the cage, the stinky 50-50 here. He gets the stinky backpack, drops him down in the back sitting Crooks. Oh, no.
He's going to take the top mount here. Now, Alexander Volkanovski has better top control than he does bottom control, so I think JS is on top, so Satch needs to be real careful what he does here because Volkanovski will ground and pound him out if he's able to get a couple of denials here.
Yeah, and already JS off to a good start in the halfway mark of this first round right here. Snatchmo Life just needs to be a little bit more patient in this half guard position. As we see him gets a reverse. Oh no, nice reverse into a sprawl. It was like a reverse, like the cha-cha slide. And now we're into the stand up in the back of the cage. And now back into the center of the octagon. And now we're going 100 miles per hour with these strikes as JS is trying to find an opening. And now leg kicks, trying to open up his opponent a little bit. But now so far, they're just taking their time. And a head kick combination doesn't fully land for Snatchmo Life, but he gets it as a vicious rock lands. Vicious rock lands, not able to capitalize. But now JS a little bit on the back burner right here, Yuri.
Yeah, on the back burner, that's for sure. I mean, now you got to say, okay, look, this guy's piecing me up on the feet. I got to get this fight down to the ground as soon as possible. Also, what I like, interestingly enough, I'm seeing, I kind of saw him go southpaw there for a little bit. Something he's probably going to want to avoid as he has the worst switch stance. Back in the back sitting to you, Crooks.
Yeah, JS here, he has back sitting. Of course, as Satch rolls himself into the backside position here. He's going to try to take top or back mount is what I would imagine. There he goes. Satch is able to deny that. Now let's see if he goes to full guard here. Nope, he's going to sit here and be patient. That's the smartest thing to do. As JS is trying to rain down some damage in the postured up backside here. He's getting good damage in here. And if anything, he's getting good points as he gets reversed right there. Now JS needs to be real careful as he gets put in the back sitting here.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a very even round for both of these competitors. We saw the stun on the head of JS. Snatchmo Life able to get the rock, but that posture up from the backside, able to kind of even the balance possibly. And you have to think with this posture up, this could be dictating who wins the round right here as a reverse as that ends the round. And I have to get you guys' opinion. Yuri, starting with you. Who you think took that round as it was 38-39, very close on the total strikes landed?
JS won that round 100%. Yeah, he had the control time, and that might be interesting there as we're touching him up here, Crooks.
Yeah, I had Satch winning in that round. He had a rock as well, so I give that first round to Satch.
And already, as you guys were saying, we're in the second round. Snatched him alive in the red gloves. JS in the blue. He won the previous main event for the IXC and gets a takedown right here in the half guard. And you have to think, he wants to keep up the pressure. He wants to go into the posture of and find a way just to keep his opponent here. He doesn't want to get in another stand-up brawl when he gets rocked again. But so far, he's getting able to get these denials into a posture, but switches into a half guard. And so far, so good for JS.
Yeah, Alexander Volkanovski's full guard and half guard is a place you could really, honest to goodness, take a nap in, man. You're not worried about submissions. You're not worried about those big, quick, fast reversals that you see from some of the better jiu-jitsu guys. He's really doing a good job. Gets a rock from ground and pound. Not an easy thing to do. Yeah, man, this is the best thing to do. Not try and overextend and give up a pre-denial sweep. Crooks.
Yeah, he needs to be real careful in these postured up positions as well, because Alexander Volkanovski does have, he has a reversal out of the missed straight as well as a Kimura reversal, so he does not want to get put onto his back, so he needs to be real careful here.
And already halfway point of the second round right here. Just been non-stop grappling from both of these competitors. As you see, JS still up top in the full mount. And we see a little bit, I wonder if that was going to be a submission attempt, but gets denied. And now JS in the Volkanovski, he's just feeling comfortable. As long as he stays up on top, he's just winning the round right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I'd say that too. And one thing I'm seeing in Snatch Mo Life, he's got to get a little bit desperate here. Really try and fight your way out. And there it is, big denial. He's going to get up from that. Yeah, I like that from him. He's got to sort of get desperate, not really go out and overextend too hard, but getting fight to the feet, obviously you have an advantage. It seems as so.
Yeah, he's had an advantage all fight long. It seems like he's had JS's number in the stand-up, but JS has his number in the grappling, so he has to try his best to get some good damage off here with 1 minute left in the round. Try to take back the round because he got the first round.
Yeah, and he almost landed with a head kick. If that slip would have gone the wrong way, that could have been damaging. But we know what he could do in the stand-up. He was able to get the rock in the first round, and now he's going for it. You see the little desperation, as you were saying, Yuri. And, oh, a nice slip into a leg kick. But Snatch Mo Life, he needs to possibly get a rock to take this round back.
Yeah, JS has got to do better with his head movement when he gets the fight on the feet. I mean, I know you're really trying to set up your takedowns as best as possible, brother, but you got to move that head. He's being really predictable. 1-2 head kick, throwing a bunch of body kicks. So you got to be better on the feet. He's going to get reversed. There it is. Not a big deal into the round. I'm definitely giving that one to JS.
Yeah, I agree. JS, the control time and the rock as well. That second round is his. Now we're going to see which fighter in this third round really comes out and really takes this fight, because I believe it's 1-1 on the scorecards going into this third round.
Hear from our commentators in this third and final round. It could possibly be 1-1. You never know with the judges. Let's see what you guys have in chat. But here we go. JS in the blue gloves, Snatch Mo Life in the red. And already a knockdown. Vicious knockdown from JS. Already coming in like a lightning in the bottle. Just striking his opponent down. And now we're just seeing more of a brawl, as now he's optioning for the strike. He doesn't want to take it to the ground. He wants to finish his opponent as a vicious overhand lands already to his back to the cage. A second knockdown, and this is what JS wanted in his third round. He wanted to get pressure on his opponent and gets a third round. 10-8 on the board for JS, and Yuri already to a fast start for JS.
I mean, what a change of complexion as he gets rocked back again. Eats a head kick. I know people are going to be upset about that one. Yeah, I mean, hey, this fight is slowly turning into a boiler bash. My goodness, these guys are just going crazy, and there it is. That's the smart move. If I'm JS, hey, I just got rocked. I'm not sure what my head health is. I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. Let me take this fight down to the ground and move into half guards for free. Crooks.
Yeah, that was a crazy first 2 minutes of the third round. If I'm JS, this is a smart thing to do. If you are trying to get a win, you're going to go back to this position. You know that you had him in trouble here in the last round, so now you feel real comfortable about what the direction that this fight is going in.
Yeah, and you have to think, man, it was 3 knockdowns for JS, but then when he got rocked, the momentum shifts, and now with 2:20 left, we're back in the stand-up. Anything is possible. Both guys are a little bit hurt. Now it's all up to the striking of both of these comparisons. Last we get a takedown overhand, trying to land, but gets blocked, and now we're just seeing strikes landed as we see snaps. He's going for more overhands, but he gets punished and gets knocked down again. The 4th knockdown. Will this be it? No! He gets out of it. He's able to slip, and man, that was a close call right there, Yuri.
Yeah, and right here, right now, I'm falling asleep in Volkanovski's guard. I'm becoming the biggest of denying dingoes this earth has ever seen, the game has ever graced. I am denying everything as he is. I'm not overextending. I'm not tripping. I won this fight. Crooks, man, this is elite level stuff here to be able to come back from a nasty first round.
Yeah, if it's me, I'm going for it. I'm gonna go for this finish as he's doing here in half guard. He's hitting him with some good strikes in half guard. His head health is low. Even if you get reversed, you only got a minute. You're not really in danger here. He's posturing up again. He's hitting him with some good strikes here. He gets rolled.
Oh, wait a minute.
But he needs to be careful of this half guard.
This could be troubling.
Oh my gosh, no way.
30 seconds left with a submission. I don't know if he's going to have enough time. The escape bar is moving a little bit faster. He gives up on it. He has 15 seconds to go. He's going for the posture up. Can he find a way? But nice denial. And now 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Tries to go for overhand. Oh, doesn't let. Oh, knockdown. Oh, but he doesn't have any more time, as he was able to get the last knockdown of the round, but not enough to at least get a knockdown. And there it is, JS able to survive. You could just say that he was pretty dominant with 4 knockdowns, but man, it was cutting it close. That was a little bit scary for both those competitors, but man, what a co-main event fight for JS and for Snatchmore Live. Incredible showing for both of these guys right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as good a fight as you could possibly get. You got a little taste of everything. You got a taste of elite grappling. You got a taste of beautiful textbook striking. I mean, come on, guys. Can you try not to show up the main event? These guys got 5 rounds to try and show that up. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, man. And I really want to point something out that JS did very well. He got down in that first round. You could tell that his opponent really had his timing. He kind of was getting hit with the deer in headlights look. He was back up against that cage. But that's something that I talk about a lot, is the mental fortitude that it takes, that when you're down at this high of a level, you're in the co-main event, you know everybody's watching you, for you to be able to come back in the second round and dominate with grappling, and then come in the third round and knock your opponent down four times, man. That takes a lot of not only courage, but a lot of mental fortitude to believe in yourself that much. So, man, shout out to both of those guys, but JS, you really showed what you were made of in this fight, man.
Yeah, and that's what goes to show you. I mean, we always see these fights and we always see them go one way, but it's always a crazy scenario where it's like it's 1/3 skill, it's 1/3 maybe your character also fighting, but it's also 1/3 your adaptability in the octagon. What do you do after you get rocked, or maybe you're in a different situation where it's not going your way? Are you going to stick to the same game plan, or are you going to go in a different way and try to figure out your way to get out of it and get the victory, just like JS did? Because it was a little bit shaky from that first round, but as you said, guys, he went back and he came back and he was able to put on dominant performance, even though it was a little bit shaky in the last couple of parts. But man, what a go showing. But before we get into any of our last fight, God, that wasn't even the main event. That's crazy. Let's give a huge happy birthday to one of our awesome people in the staff and in the chat. Boiler, happy birthday. We love you, man. I hope you're having an amazing time watching these amazing fights. Just everyone in a round of applause for Boiler. He's an amazing person. So happy birthday indeed. And guys, without further ado, for the ESFL network, for IXC, Yuri, Crooks, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for your main event. Former ESFL fighter Bone doing work, going against AJS Caliber. And Yuri, when you look at this fight, this deserves to be a 5-round main event fight.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it? And we're getting Kamaru Usman versus Tony Ferguson. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Usman obviously is going to take this fight down to the ground at some point, but hey, let's not forget Usman just got the GOAT patch there and got that 5-star jab. Crooks, how are we looking at this matchup, brother?
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy fight. These two fighters match up stylistically very, very well. So we're going to see the game plan of both fighters and how this fight is going to turn out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event. We have Bone doing work using Tony Ferguson in the blue gloves, AJS Caliber in the red using Kamaru Usman. If you have Kamaru Usman and Caliber winning, I want to see a 1 in the chat. But if you have Bone doing work winning this main event, I want to see a 2 in the chat. As already we're seeing a little bit of grappling, but not much going to the ground. And now we're seeing leg kicks from Bone doing work. The other thing, that has to be a huge thing in his whole game plan if he's using those leg kicks early right there, Yuri.
Yeah, using the leg kicks early, but I'm also being kind of nervous. Tony Ferguson has that really low leg health stat. For some reason, I saw that guy kick a pole and didn't bleed one little bit. I mean, that was goodness gracious there. But yeah, but if I'm him, I'm kind of worried about getting my leg kicks checked, man. I don't really want to. It's not something that Usman has a very severe weakness from, though. Brooks.
Yeah, as you can see, AJS Caliber was using Kamaru Usman in southpaw. I don't think he has a very high switch stance stat, but maybe he did because that's how he got the finish with Gilbert Burns. Is he switched to southpaw and hit him with one of those power jabs. But as you can see, AJS is doing the right thing. He's putting the pressure on Bone doing work. But Bone won the fight last week or a couple weeks ago doing this exact same tactic. So he needs to be real careful with what he throws entering the pocket.
Yeah, and we're seeing both guys fight in the phone, but we saw a nice slip straight coming from Caliber a couple of moments ago, but a nice check of that leg kick into the takedown. Very nice defense into offense, and now we're in Kamaru Usman's world. And you have to think, Yuri, this is where he wants to be. This is where he does most of his work in the ground right here and just try to attack his opponent.
Yeah, he definitely looks better as Tony Ferguson goes for the armbar, and that's exactly what I was about to say. Tony Ferguson has got the squirmiest guard in the game, next to Gilbert Burns and next to Brian Ortega. Yeah, man, this is where it gets a little bit dangerous here if you're Usman on the ground with him. I don't want to be taking a nap in Ferguson's guard, as I said previously with the Volkanovski fight. I'm staying urgent, and there he is, able to get it into rubber guard. Crooks gets out of it. Thank goodness. That would have been bad.
Yeah, if I'm Kamaru Usman here, I'm staying in this half guard. I'm doing everything that I can to stay in this half guard, even if that means transitioning off to the left or right and getting flipped. I'd rather be on my back and have him in my full guard than to be in his full guard, as he's able to get a stack guard right here and he's throwing down some punches. But as a feeder on the hit spear, Tony Ferguson has a roll, but he chooses not to do it. He goes to the stand-up. Now here is where you want to do a lot of the work against Tony Ferguson. He has low body health as well as that low leg health.
Yeah, and you have to think we're under 30 seconds to go. Oh, a head kick landing for Bone doing work, able to get some offense of his own. This has to be Caliber's round so far. I mean, he was able to get the takedown. He was able to take most of the time in top control. And already, it seems like both guys are just going to let it fly into the second round. But good start for both gentlemen. The Kamaru Usman able to get most of that control from the top ground.
Yeah, control, that's a big factor in that first round. But I'm also looking in the second round. Bone doing work is a very, very creative striker. He can really be Dino-esque when he wants to be. So look for him to try and keep this fight standing as much as possible. We saw him get up from the ground position. Crooks, how are we feeling about the second round, brother?
The second round is going pretty much like the first. Bone is backing up. He's slipping. AJS is coming out. He's putting the pressure on him. He's trying to hit him with some good strikes. If I'm Bone, I'm being very careful with these leg kicks, though, because if one gets checked, you're going to get taken down again. That's how AJS was able to set up the first one last round.
Yeah, and all right, we're seeing some body shots landing from Bone doing work as he's just attacking the legs. And now another switch of the stance for Caliber. Caliber needs to watch out for his legs and his body. Oh, but he answers with an uppercut, rocking his opponent. Now Bone doing work on the back foot a little bit, but still going ahead with his game plan as he gets clipped with a hook when he was trying to escape. But now it seems like the aggressiveness of Caliber is winning him some of the points. He's able to get the rock as he's not focusing much on legs, but he's able to answer with a leg kick of his own, just giving some more of Bone doing work's own medicine right there, Yuri.
Yeah, I'm watching this fight, and AJ Caliber's doing a really good job of role-playing Marty Fake Newsman, man. He's absolutely killing it. He's able to keep the fight standing and able to control it. And then when he wants the fight to go down to the ground, he has the ability to do so. So he's got not a care in the world. His stamina's looking good. He's got that big 5-star jab straight. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. He gets the fight down to the ground nonetheless, as I say.
Yeah, this is Usman's world just as much as it is T Ferg, as he's able to get in that top mount. Let's see if he's able to deny. He can't. He's posturing up in half guard. He's hitting him with some good strikes. This is a very close round, so if he's able to maintain any kind of top control at all, this could be his round here.
Yeah, and a nice transition denial, under 2 minutes remaining, and Caliber just able to just take more of his time, just be a little bit more patient in the side control, not really landing strike, just waiting for his opponent to make the other move. As he goes to the posture, maybe he was waiting for the full mount to get the posture up, saying like he's not going to have enough time to deny that, but able to get some nice scoring on the points for the judges' scorecards. And you have to think, what does Tony Ferguson have to do? I mean, he could put it in the rubber guard and able to reverse it, but so far it's been a Kamaru Usman's world. I mean, if you want to downhill him in his ground games, you're going to have a tough time if you don't have your ground defense on par with Kamaru Usman. So, Yuri, what do you think you have to do here, Tony Ferguson?
Yeah, Tony Ferguson's basically think Kamaru Usman, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm Tony Ferguson. I don't come alive until rounds 3 to 5. I'm going to come out there and I'm going to outwork you like I'm working a 9 to 5 as he breaks away from the clinch, goes to the knees and the elbows. Got to make this fight dirty here if he wants to get back into this fight, Crook.
Yeah, he needs to do a little bit more in the stand-up. He can no longer just sit against the cage like he was doing the past 2 rounds.
Yeah, and as the round ends, we saw a nice flurry from Tony Ferguson. Bone doing work, able to get that nice front kick into a nice combination to just damage the opponent. But Kamaru Usman, I mean, we still have like potentially 3 more rounds, as I think that was a glove touch, but not received by Bone doing work. He's just all about business. And you have to think, if you're Caliber, Yuri, I mean, he's able to get the takedown in the side control, but those leg kicks, they're going to do a number. They're going to just combine in damage throughout all these rounds if he keeps standing up. But good job for him to go in the ground game right here from Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know, people think this is a boring style. To me, it's not. It takes a lot of skill to be able to do what he's doing, to contain what is the enigma Tony Ferguson is. I mean, denying all these transitions, really making it look easy doing so. I mean, you can't really take too much away from him. He's doing exactly what he has to do to get this fight done. And in a main event at IXC, such an important one, fighting for his life to get into the ESFL. I don't blame him. I'm going to go out there and get that dub too, brother.
He gets him in crucifix here. Man, Caliber is really putting in the work on the ground. This is supposed to be evenly matched. He got beautiful denials there. He should be going for more elbows here, but he's not risking that Tony Ferguson is going to throw him back in the side saddle. Bone doing work. Man, you got to do something to try to get this either into your full guard or roll back in the backside so you have the rolling knee bar. You have some kind of offensive threat off your back. Oh, because being here, you're in a world of hurts.
Just been in that crucifix, suffering 2 elbow shots to the face, and then in that side tilt, just getting hit, I think 4 times. But a submission attempt. As soon as I say I was gonna highlight what Caliber's been doing, it could all be turned around in the submission attempt. But it seems like Caliber is gonna be able to escape with a little over 2 minutes to go in this 3rd round. We still have 2 more rounds to go. But man, you have to think, Bone doing work. You're able to get these submissions. You're able to play defensively on the ground, but you need to find a way to do just get yourself back up, because you're about to be in desperate mode, and you probably need to get a finish to even win this round, because Caliber might have 3 rounds in the bag right here, Yuri.
Yeah, Caliber just almost got his arm broken off by one of the more dominant submission guys, and he went and got a cup of tea. He even got 3 packs of sugars, and I'm not a big fan of cream, but he got a little bit of cream in that tea as well. I mean, that just goes to show that this guy's prowess, this guy's confidence is next level. And yeah, he is down 3 rounds. Man, you got to do something a little bit more creative here in this 4th and 5th round. Now you got to go for the finish, Crook.
Yeah, Bone is really getting everything that he tries denied. Oh, as he gets to Kimura, he was trying to make a liar out of me. But as you can see, Caliber has a mission defense right here. He's shimmying. He's not staying in one spot. He's being very unpredictable. Bone can't seem to get his pattern down as he abandons a sub there. Really, Caliber's just been on top of whatever Bone's been trying to do these last 3 rounds.
Yeah, and now we're into the main event rounds. Round number 4 coming up soon. And we saw a little bit of that replay. Just all Usman on the ground, just pounding his opponent with his fist. as we approach again. Usman, Caliber in the red gloves. We have Bone doing work, former ESFL fighter, in the blue. He's been attacking those legs in the beginning of every single round, but when does it take him a chance to just unleash the punches and the stamina of Tony Ferguson? Because he only has a limited amount of time. He still has another round in his bag to get a finish, but he needs to put onto pressure and not try to be on the back foot as much here.
I've seen Bone doing work be a strong starter. I've seen him be a slow starter. This fight is not even close to being over. We haven't really seen AJ's Caliber really push it to the limit as he fights down to these 4th and 5th, what they call the championship rounds. Bone doing work has, man. He's been in that big spotlight. He's really shown that he can handle the situation. The question is Bone doing work going to be able to get comfortable on the feet, and is he going to be able to deny the inevitable takedown when he starts getting comfortable?
Yeah, that's the truth. As he's able to slip a strike right there. What I like that Bone is doing is he's starting to become a little more aggressive with his strikes. He's throwing the jab in front of the leg kick, not just throwing out the leg kick. Caliber really needs to be careful because he is in Kamaru Usman's dominant stance right now, and that lead leg is chopped up. So Bone's going to force him to switch to southpaw if he keeps going to that leg kick.
And already a takedown attempt pushes him into the clinch in the back of the cage. And he's getting, a nice denial from Bone doing work, able to adapt, not get taken down so quickly as he still has a chance in this round. And as you said, Crooks, the leg health is just hurting. It's already halfway. If Bone doing work, he's able to use his game plan, and now it's blinking a little bit. Usman needs to find a way to check those and get into a takedown situation. But as we say, the head kick landing on the face of Bone doing work gets rocked again. All that progress down the drain as Caliber able to get a knockdown with a head kick, but a knee to the body. And just a huge just applause for Kamaru Usman using all the stamina, but not using a lot in this 4th round. And a check of the leg, and now gets a spear takedown already. And you have to think Bone doing work in dire straits right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Bone doing work has the mental fortitude to realize that, hey, this fight's lost. I really need to go for broke here. I'm not worried about getting knocked down. I'm not worried about getting rocked. I'm not worried about my leg kicks getting checked. I know I got a strong switch stance in Tony Ferguson. If it comes down to it, I really, really, really got to sell out here and get the job done because you ain't winning a decision, brother.
Yeah, that's the truth. What I would like to see Bone doing right now is he's got Caliber lowering his guard. Like right there, he caught him with a front kick to the face. He now needs to switch up with the head kicks because now, as long as he's in orthodox, as long as Kamaru Usman is in orthodox, he's going to be worried about that leg health. So now is your time to switch it up to the head.
And as we approach the 5th and final round of our IXC 7 main event on the ESFL network, you have to think, the leg kicks have been doing work. They have been working for Bone doing work, but he needs to do a little bit more because he needs a finish. It might be 4 rounds to 0 for Caliber, and Caliber is in like such a groove right now. Now let's see what happens in this 5th and final round. And Yuri, you have to think, the leg kicks, he wants to kind of do them as he does it right now, but is that going to do enough to actually get a leg help event in a matter? And already a head kick right there, Yuri.
Yeah, I'm abandoning ship. No more leg kicks. They were fun. They were cute. Like this. What are you gonna get if you rock his leg a couple times? It takes so many drops to get a leg kick TKO. Just stop it, man. Start just slinging elbows. Throw a flying knee for God's sakes, man. As he gets dropped down to his back again into half guard. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this fight continue to stay there. But there's a big full guard denial. Hey, again, Ferguson's guard is no place to rest it.
But yeah, but you see, he gives him a free posture up by punching with that hand that's on the head. For all you new guys, if you punch with that hand that's on the head, it's a free posture up for the defender or the attacker. So AJ is moving very, very well. He's doing damage. He's trying not to get stood up here. He's doing the smart thing. In my opinion, he's won the last 4 rounds. So really, there's no reason for him to try to take any unnecessary risk by standing up on the feet as he gets rolled. Now, Bone has to do some kind of work right here. It's going to be close. It's going to take a while, but he's going for an arm triangle.
Yeah, and I was about to lead this up to you, Crooks. I mean, he has plenty of time to get submission. We know he's been going for submissions every time he was on the ground, but now into an arm triangle right here. just to get your opinion, Krugs, leaning off to you, how much time do you think he needs to get a legitimate submission out? I mean, what's the time of, where's the point of no return when it comes to
Well,
the
you
time?
generally want to shoot for a submission, whether it's a joint or a choke submission with around 45 seconds. 45 seconds is what it would take for you to get a sub. He gets blocked right here. Let's see if Kamaru goes for a rear naked choke. Nope. Smartly decides to go and take top control. With a minute and a half here, Bone has a tall task of trying to get a submission here, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unfortunate, man. Can we just speak on how amazing AJ's caliber has been this entire fight, just nullifying everything, Bone doing work, the former ESFL star himself. I mean, this is elite level stuff, and again, as he gets it in a rubber guard, though, maybe a denial, he goes for the omoplata. This could be it. But again, he is going, and he's getting an Earl Grey tea. He's not tripping about this. It just the composure of a champion, truly.
Yeah, and I was about to say, Krugs, I mean, it was like 45 seconds on the dot. He had enough time if he was able to get some, but it seems like as 10 seconds are left to go, we're going to see a unanimous decision for AJS Caliber. And I know the ESFL guys must be looking at this fight like, man, that was dominance on the striking and on the ground. It was a complete 5 rounds from AGS Caliber. As we take a look at the replays, it started from the leg kicks, but able to get the takedowns and the side control and the crucifix and the side cell. As we see the victory right there, AGS Caliber winning the IXC 7 main event victory in ESFL Network. And man, just to get your thoughts on this, Yuri, I mean, what a dominant performance by AGS Caliber from bell to bell.
Yeah, I don't even know if dominance is enough to give credence to what that guy just did to a former ESFL star like Bone doing work. I mean, guys, can we offer this guy a contract right now? I know everybody watches Dana White's Contender Series and say, oh, that guy deserves a contract. But no, that guy deserves the ESFL nod. That was elite level stuff against an elite level fighter, Crooks. I mean, what more can be said about it?
I mean, it was a great performance in every aspect. In the grappling, he did a great job. He nullified everything that Bone was doing on the ground. He had good sub defense. He had a really good stand-up. He rocked him out on the feet. He kept him up against that cage. He kept getting hit by leg kicks. So that's something that going forward he should really try to work on, is blocking those leg kicks. But overall, a great performance.
Yeah, absolutely. A great performance. You might say a high caliber performance from Caliber right there. But man, just what a fight card that we had for IXC 7. I mean, take a look at this fight card. Just a bunch of different ways. We saw Brown being the dominant point of all these cards in 3 fights. And then we saw knockouts. We saw decisions. We saw a fight of the night, which I think was the co-main event. But Yuri, just to get your opinion, how do you feel about this whole fight card in general?
IXC always puts on great shows. ESFL continues to put on great shows. I mean, not a lot can be said about this other than, hey, we really appreciate you guys. You came out there, you did something that not a lot of people can do. You hopped in the ring when the spotlights are on, and you went out there and you tried to make a name for yourself. Some people failed. You know, some people were incredibly successful with their attempts, and I can't help but just give a tip of the hat and a wag of the finger to the people who came out and tried their best to get the ESFL nod.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Jerry, just like you said, it's very hard to get out here and compete, guys. It's I mean, I know it seems simple, you know, you're sitting in the chat thinking, man, I can beat guys like that, but when you know that people are watching you and that every move that you make, every mistake that you make is going to be criticized by your peers, it is a very, very tall task to just get yourself up and to be able to fight. So shout out to everybody, every fighter that's been on this card. You guys all came out and tried your best. That's all we can ask for. There was some great fights. The co-main event was amazing. The main event was great. You know, we saw great fights on the undercard as well. So shout out to everybody in the IXC. Shout out to the matchmakers for putting these great fights together on this card. I can't wait to call an IXC card again. I'm really excited for this league going into the future.
Yeah, and it's going to be in a rotation. They put on excellent fights along with Primetime MMA and UFL. We're going to see them in always on these Wednesday nights on the ESFL network. You guys are always in for a treat to see what's up and coming in the fighter pool when it comes to the ESFL. And then later on this week, we're not done with the rest of great fights. We have the multi-tournament coming on Friday. That's going to be one of our other events for this week. There's not going to be any ESFL number cards for this weekend. We're going to start off anew after the multi-events again here live on Wednesday nights for the ESFL network, and then we'll go back to regular schedules with Friday being the multi-event, and then ESFL 109 and 110 already into the Saturday and Sunday weekends, and we'll have all that amazing content for you guys. And also follow us on Twitter, here on Twitch, on our socials, on Twitter, Twitch, Twitter, our Instagram, all that good stuff, and especially on our YouTube, where you could capture all the VODs and see what you missed out on these excellent fight cards. Just subscribe and give it a look-see. It's amazing to be a part of that. And also, if you want to be a part of these fights, like Crook said, if you think it's easy, you could join our Discord and be in one of our affiliate leagues and work your way up the ladder and try to see if you could get on these cards, because it's always an amazing time. We love commentating these fights. And without further ado, before we head on out of here, Yuri, Crooks, any last thoughts from you guys?
Yeah, I mean, again, dude, just really appreciate the opportunity for the ESFL, giving all three of us, really letting us continue to do our thing. I think we do a great job to bring you guys the best show possible. IXC, ESFL, and more importantly, the guys and the people that make this happen. Chat, give a shout out to you. Give yourselves a pat on the back, guys. You came out here and you really helped us. You were active, and you know what? You make this all worth it. 100%. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I agree. The chat, without viewers, we wouldn't be here jumping in the commentary booth. So shout out to you guys for taking time out of your guys' evening or out of your day to come and hang out with us and come watch some very, very great fights. Shout out to the IXC staff. I mean, these guys put in the work. They put in the work that allows us to be able to commentate such a great event. Shout out to the ESFL staff. Shout out to everybody that does the work behind the scenes that allows us to come out and be able to commentate and have fun and sit with you guys and have a good time for about an hour and a half, couple hours, depending on how long these fights go. And shout out to the fighters for being willing to put on a show and give it their all. I respect it a lot as a former ESFL competitor myself. I know how tough it can be, but you guys lay it all out on the line, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. I couldn't say any better. Shout out to everyone who works in the back. Shout out to Elroy Jet Gaming for the amazing production of tonight's event. And it's always been an honor and pleasure to be working with you guys, Crooks, Yuri. You guys have been fantastic. I can't wait to do this again next Wednesday. A lot of great things are coming ahead, and I can't wait to call all these excellent fights. And again, happy birthday to Boiler. Boiler, that's my guy. So we're going to be rating his channel after this. So that's going to be amazing. But again, guys, thank you so much for being here for Wednesday night's ESFL Network. Can't wait to see you guys on Friday for the multi-event, and then do this all again on Wednesday for another affiliate league in Primetime MMA. So this has been Kingsley. That has been Crooks. That has been Yuri. We have been the ESFL. We bid you adieu and see you on the next fight night. Peace out.